never have believed you. And that's one thing I really, really appreciate about this journey, is it is making me fearless. I do just want to share with you this morning about my journey to becoming director. I first became a CE in October of 2013 after seeing Dawn Hansen post something about Trades of Hope on Facebook. Now, Dawn and I have been best friends since 7th grade. I mean, who doesn't bond over dissecting frogs together, right? Dawn lives in Minnesota now, and I live in Illinois. And when I saw this post on Facebook, if I could have, I would have run right over to her house and made her tell me everything. Instead, we had to settle for a phone call. My heart was beating so fast when I saw this post and had this conversation with Dawn, because I knew God was beginning to answer a prayer I had been praying in earnest for 2 years, that God would provide me with a job that I could do at home. My family of 6 was barely making ends meet, and I had a dream to take my 2 daughters, who were adopted internationally, on trips back to their birth countries. No funds to do that. Dawn knew my heart, and she knew immediately, she had just signed on really days before. She knew that I would love Trades of Hope, but she had a really big reason to not share with me immediately about this amazing opportunity that she knew I would love. You see, just a month before, my son was in the hospital getting his 2nd pacemaker implanted. And in the 6 months before that surgery, he had had 2 other cardiac procedures, bringing that total to 11 cardiac surgeries. But I'm so glad that she did have the courage to share with me. And I tell you this because we hesitate so much to share with people this opportunity. We think of all these reasons why they'll say no, why they won't be able to do it. And I would be considered one of those people. So I'm so glad she took the time to share with me, because this has been such an answer to prayer. When I ordered my kit, I had never been to a Trades of Hope party. I didn't own a single piece of Trades of Hope jewelry. The first thing I ever ordered was my kit. And it felt like Christmas when it came. It was so exciting. There's just so many hopes and dreams in that box. And I have to say too, when I have a new CE doing her first party, sometimes she'll take a picture and send it to me, and my heart just explodes just thinking of the hope that that kit represents. To say I knew nothing about business when I started is a gross overstatement. Keep in mind, we didn't have the training then that we do now, but at my first party, I had to ask a guest how to calculate sales tax. I also didn't think much about sponsoring when I started. I felt so lucky just to get through a party. But soon some women joined my team despite me. I started to see how this sponsorship thing could benefit me, but I still felt dreadfully uncomfortable asking anyone to join my team. Poor Autumn Case, where are you, Autumn? Babe. She was one of the first ones to join my team. And what I knew about Autumn is that she had worked for another direct sales company before there. And so I assumed she already knew everything she needed to know about direct sales. She didn't need me calling her and coaching her. She already knew. I didn't want to let her. So sorry about that, Autumn. She did well anyways. So are you all feeling better about yourselves yet? Eventually, I did have that light bulb moment when I realized the opportunity that was before me. I began to see that if I could overcome my insecurities and passionately pursue learning how to do the businessy things I didn't know how to do, I could develop a team that would change the face of poverty while creating a significant income for my family. The drumbeat that was sounding in my heart when I first heard about Trades of Hope rose to a fever pitch. I started setting goals for the first time in my life. For example, Mary Ann taught me about going for a gold medal. A gold medal is going for 5 CEs to join your team in 1 month. Sorry for the shakiness. Okay. Fearless. Okay, gold medal, going for 5 CEs in a month. So I set a goal to do that. The first month I had that goal, I added 2 CEs to my team. I didn't meet that goal of 5, but that was likely 2 more CEs than I would have added if I didn't have my goal of 5. The second month, I decided to try again, and I set my goal for 5. And I mean, this looks like for me setting Post-it notes around my house with 5. My kids are like, Mommy, what's that 5? You know, and I'm like, I'm growing my team, girls, you know. So they're cheering for me, they're praying for me, like, Mom, how many do you have? You know, it's just a fun, it's fun. They're learning, yeah, how to do this too. So the third month I set the goal, I hit the 5. Was something to this goal-setting business. I was forever changed by the experience of learning to set specific, time-sensitive goals, and I felt unstoppable. My whole life, I wanted to be good at something, like really good. Instead, I seem to be more of a team participation ribbon holder, always cheering for others, but never the one cheered for. At age 39, I had found what I was really good at. At retreat last year, I was in the top 5 for sales and sponsoring. I was on cloud 9. But lingering in the back of my mind was this insidious thought, what if I could never do this again? What if I had hit my peak and I tanked in 2015? I had been asked to be on the vision team, and I thought, oh my goodness, I don't want the founders to be sorry they asked me. But I recognized this as negative self-talk. I admitted my near debilitating insecurities to Marianne, and she said, Erika, you are right. You won't be where you were last year at the retreat. You'll be farther. Thank you, Marianne, for speaking that belief into me. It changed everything. So how did I do this? Any incentive that the home team offered, I went for. I listened to every Hope You call and signed up for accountability with Marianne. I made a 6 most important things list, and I sat down and I didn't sit back up until I could cross each of those 6 things off. I found myself saying yes to things I would never have had the courage to do before. I even said yes to giving a Hope University call. Who was this woman I was becoming? My husband even noticed the difference. He noticed my new sense of confidence and conviction. So you see my shaking, but this is an improvement. Just think of where I was before. Oh my goodness. I became manager in November before retreat last year, and I set a goal to hit director in July. In May, I went to Guatemala on a vision trip. Amazing experience. And while I was there, I bought a pair of boots. These became my director boots, and I was not going to wear them until I hit director. I know it seems silly, but it was just a good incentive that I gave myself. I was very, very tempted to put those boots on, and I did. And when my July date came and went, I remembered Marianne's words that our goals are set in cement, but the dates are set in sand. My boots got a little dusty. I was a lot tempted to wear them, but I held fast to the seemingly silly motivator. In October, thanks to my incredible team, I finally had those 5 branches with $3,000 in sales. And can I just brag a second on how incredible my team is? I had 4 solid branches going, led by Lindsay Jill Scott, Shelly Massey, Shelly Black Couch, and Caleb Osborne. Andrea Bachowitz and Autumn Case were kind of duking it out, determined to be my elusive 5th branch. Andrea cracked me up with her determinism. She said, Erika, I will literally go to the mall and ask strangers to order if I have to. I'm going to make new director at next year's retreat. Remember my goal of saving enough money to take my daughters on trips back to their birth countries? Well, I did it. I am taking Therese in March to Burkina Faso and Satota in June to Ethiopia. So girls, we have the most beautiful vehicle for achieving our personal dreams while helping women around the world reach for theirs. I'm ever grateful to our founders, the home team and Marianne for creating such a company that we can be so proud of and represent so confidently. So dream big, forget your insecurities. Remember, if I can do it, you can do it. Go for it, girls.